Ladies and gentlemen, it is once again breakout time. We are joined today for the Future Foundation Breakout '07. Tickets are now available. The future is now. Today, we are joined by one of the most exciting and anticipated fights on the card. Today, we are joined by Blaze Deshotel and Cole fucking Sterling making his breakout debut, and also Blaze reappearing from Breakout '06 after making a huge fiery splash, if that can make any sense at all. This is going to be a high stakes fight. Guys, I don't know if you guys have a little deja vu. Obviously, I was not here, but we're here today. We're here to host this face to face. So, how we feeling? How's training camp been? We'll start with Blaze.
It's been good. I've been working pretty much every single day, every other day if the kid gets too rowdy, but I've been locked in, making sure I'm staying healthy. I'm recovered from the injury, so everything's going good.
Hell yeah, it's good to see you again. Cole, let's dive deep into you for a second. Obviously, how are you doing today? It looks like you just wrapped up a little training session, so how you feeling?
Midway through, I forgot about the call, so we're halfway through the training session. But no, I feel great. I feel great. I'm excited to come to Breakout.
Hell yeah, obviously, if the people don't really know that much about you, obviously this is your breakout debut, so you've obviously had a couple of fights. You also ring announced one of the CQIF cards where Augustin had the MMA fight with Trey Ingram and Divine fought Yaze. So, how does it feel to fight on Breakout, and how'd you get here, man? We obviously know a little bit more about Blaze. We'll dive deep into him in a moment. But what's your story? What would you want the people to know about Cole Sterling?
I believe I'm the first ICB ranked fighter to come on over to Breakout, and pretty excited about that. I mean, this stage will be fun. It's a little different than like 2 fights ago. I was over in Dublin, Ireland, with Ben Williams fighting on UCC. That was an experience, and then now we're here, and I believe Blaze got the most power I've ever seen before, so I'm excited.
Absolutely. Now, Blaze, let's dive deep into you. Obviously, last time you took on Jorge the Farmer, crazy diss tracks, talking about Fortnite, talking about Goonin. This is a little bit more of a level headed opponent. It seems like you're going up against somebody that you knew before the breakout scene. It seems like you guys knew each other to an extent through like the hype boxing, CQIF stuff. You're obviously more tied up with Augustin and stuff like that previously to Breakout '05. So tell us how you got here, how you became one of the biggest names in the breakout scene, and your history with Cole Sterling.
Yeah, really, this fight's kind of a full circle moment because we both fought on hype. Uh, well, I fought for my debut. I'm not sure which fight it was for Cole, but we both fought on hype. It didn't go our way either way, but it was a crazy experience, especially for my first experience, and then later down the line, obviously me and Cole weren't in the same weight class, but then I hear he's a heavyweight, and I kind of blew up after the Jorge fight because I lost, and so I was in my feels. And so to hear I didn't have to cut any weight, I was excited for that because I like to eat, and so then now I can still eat, and but I can go in there and fight at heavyweight. It's not where I ideally I want to fight at cruiserweight. Is where I feel the best, but heavyweight I feel good, I feel strong, and it's crazy, just full circle moment to start with hype with Cole, and now I'm fighting him on Breakout. So
Obviously, Cole, you're talking about how Blaze has incredible power that he displayed in a couple of his fights. Although he did not win, he was able to show that he had great power and great strength. You fought some high level competition. I don't know who you fought in Dublin, Ireland, but he seemed pretty good. You also
Jordan Burnett.
Yeah, you also fought breakout veteran Tatakai Kawakami as well. That's a tough fight. So, what can you take from those experiences, those camps, into the fight with Blaze in front of a sold out crowd in breakout boxing? Douglasville always brings the biggest crowds. Atlanta, the Georgia area is always historically our best and biggest events. So, performing under those lights, maybe having some fights that didn't go your way. But what can those experiences with high level opponents do for you in the ring against Blaze?
I think the bright lights. I've never like felt anything with the bright lights, so I don't think this will be much different. And the opponents that I fought have been, like you said, some very high level. Current ICB international champion Jordan Burnett, who beat USA Saint to get that title. Um, I fought, like you said, Tata Kai right after that fight. Before that, my debut was on EFC 4, which was headlined by Minicon versus Populusito, and I actually got knockout of the night and fight of the night, fighting against one of Austin McBroom's coaches, Madison Clavon, who's over at Top Rank Las Vegas, and that was probably the highlight. That was the best I felt going in, like physically and mentally, and I'm back on that, and I haven't felt better than where I'm at right now.
Well, oh yeah, it's obviously good to hear that. So Blaze, hearing that, he went up against some high level competition, that he's gotten knockout of the night before. You being at heavyweight, you mentioned that things are a little bit different. What are things different with this camp when it comes in terms to the Jorge camp? You were fighting a very wild, out there fighter. In his previous fights, in his previous fight, he hadn't performed to the standard that he performed in the ring. He improved a lot. So you didn't really know what to expect. You obviously performed really well either way. And obviously you're back here right now. So what can you say about being a heavyweight, the strength, and what do you think are your strengths going into this fight as well? And hearing all those things about Cole, about how he's gotten knocked out of the night, he's fought in these high level opponents. Does that really affect your mentality in any sort of way?
No, not at all. That's exactly why whenever Leisure hit me up with Cole Sterling, I said yes. I said immediately yes. Sign me up. If Cole's down, I'm down. His style and my style is going like guys. It's going to make for a banger of a fight. Jorge, he stayed on his bike. He liked to move around a lot. Me and Cole are both brawlers. We're gonna go in there. We're gonna box a little bit, but expect a brawl by the end of the fight. It's gonna get dirty. It's gonna get crazy. He's my friend outside of the ring, but once we could walk into the ring, we're both trying to take each other's heads off, so y'all don't have anything to worry about on that side. We're both locked in, motivated. He's halfway through his training session, so obviously he's locked in. I'm locked in. I'm about to go train right after this, and I'm just excited. I think that me fighting at heavyweight previously against Zach Baker, who he may have never boxed before, but that guy was a gym addict. He goes to the gym 3 times a day. He's a UFC uh, security guard and all this other stuff. So he came in just with the crazy mentality. He didn't go away. But I just think that with Cole's background of fighting these high level guys, it's gonna look really good for me going in there with a high level guy like with Cole. And a lot of people, Cole gets a lot of mixed reactions. I think the general consensus is that this fight is a 50-50 fight, the most 50-50 fight on the card according to some people. And then some people hate on Cole for his quote unquote chin, but he's fought the top of the top guys. It's not like he's going in there getting knocked out by bums. He's going in there, he's daring to be great, and he's locked in. He's like you said, he's locked in, feeling strong. I'm excited to go in there with him.
Absolutely. Now, I'm obviously going to bring another question to Cole, and obviously, I know you're training and stuff like that, so obviously, appreciate you being here and stuff like that. But when it comes to SCB, you've been tweeting a lot out about how you're figuring this SCB thing out, and you figured it out. Like, you're starting to tap into it, like maybe Goku tapping into Super Saiyan. You have the hair to boot for it. So, what do you mean by that? And what's different about fighting on an SCB card in comparison to some of these other promotions and stuff like that?
Yeah, this is pretty fun. There's a little bit more than just boxing with this. Before it's like you post a flyer, I make my regular content kind of thing. When I was really doing content, I would just regular day with that, post a flyer, let everybody know when I was fighting. Now it's like people want to know, like people want little comedy, little this and that. Still figuring it out, but I think I got the hang of it, and I'll post again tonight.
Blaze, obviously, you heard what Cole just had to say with being new to SCB, getting the hang of things, everything like that. But when it comes to you, this is something not new for you. You said something in the last face to face that got lost about people promoting. You guys have been one of the highly promoted fights. And obviously, Cole, you've been figuring things out. But Blaze obviously has been kind of treading the way for you guys in terms of that promotion to highlight how big this fight is. And you guys have both been doing a great job as well. But Blaze, like you had to say something to the SCB community. What do you have to say to them? Because obviously there's a lot you have to say You're getting shout outs for your promotion throughout the entire build up, whether it's 007 or Future Foundation. So, what do you have to say about your promotion, and what do you have to say to the people out there who may have some criticisms for it?
Yeah, shout out everybody who recognizes it and sees it and values it because it's not hard. My message to the scene is just like how bad do y'all want it? Like do y'all want to like do y'all just want to box or do y'all want to be creator boxers? Like how bad do y'all want it? I make edits literally while I'm at work. I make like I'm doing all this stuff. I have a son. I have a full-time job. I have a fiance. I'm balancing all of these things, and it's not like I'm a deadbeat. It's not like I don't talk to my wife. Like we have a very good relationship. I'm a great dad. I have I do things outside of this whole boxing thing, and I'm still able to promote. I'm still able to show that if my face is on a card, it's going to promote. It goes back to hype. If you go back and look at everybody who posted on hype. Guess who was number one in the amount of posts? Me. And it switched over to Breakout. Guess who's number one in the amount of posts? Me. And come to '07. Guess who's number one in the amount of posts? Shocker. It's me. I know what I'm doing at this point. It's kind of easy, and it's not even to the quality and to the levels that I believe I can reach. And so I'm just excited that I'm continuing to grow. But I know I just want to leave that imprint that when I'm on the card, it's gonna get promoted. So you ain't got to worry about that because I am the king of promo.
Well, yeah, listen, we obviously love to hear it. Now, Cole, obviously, you said something about Blaze's power. There may be some expectations or some stigmatisms around you, but what's your expectation for yourself and Blaze in the ring before we go into predictions? What are you expecting from this fight?
An all-out war. Nothing else.
All right, guys. Well, Cole had to go back to training. We'll cut off for like a minute there in the recording, but listen, we heard what he had to say. He's ready to go to war with Blaze, but we want to make sure we got some final words. Blaze, you got anything to say before we get out of here? Blaze had to head back to Cole had to head back to training. Looks like he is preparing very, very hard for you. So, any final words and predictions?
Yeah, Cole looks locked in. He literally did this halfway through training, so he's obviously locked in. I'm locked in. I'm about to go to training right now. I expect this to be more like a even better fight than the Jorge fight. I didn't live up to my own expectations that fight, and I'm going to live up to my expectations in this fight. I'm gonna right my wrongs from the Jorge fight, and you're finally gonna see the prototype. He's finally gonna have a win on his name, so y'all can't talk shit about him anymore. I'm finally gonna have a win, and then I'm gonna run it back and do it in November again. Just opponent to be determined.
That's right. So, shout out to Bloodline Mafia. Shout out to Breakout Boxing. You got any predictions? Like round one, two, three?
I think second round TKO. I think in my favor. I think first round will be a fill out round. It might be pretty inactive, but me, I walk forward. I like to walk forward and walk you down because I've never been hurt by a punch, and I don't see Cole, who's moving up in weight, hurting me with anything, and I think it's going to be a good fight.
Well, yeah. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, Breakout '07, Future Foundation, Cole Sterling, and Blaze Deshotel going to war, possibly for a number one contender. We shall see what the future brings us. But, ladies and gentlemen, we shall see you at the fights.